Hi everyone, this is V for Cinema. I recently did a movie review for Coolie, and one of the minus points that I pinpointed was the screenplay not being so good. So I was asked a few questions from my circle of friends, like what are the plot points did you think did not work for Coolie? So this is just looking at the screenplay of Coolie. So a lot of spoilers ahead. If you have not watched the movie, then by all means stop watching now. But if you don't mind spoilers, you can continue to watch. So let me tell where I feel the plot points did not work for Coolie. As I said, there is a main plot where Rajashekar, a character played by Satyaraj, who is superstar Rajinikanth's friend, is murdered, and superstar Rajinikanth, who has been offline for 30 years, no communication with his friend, finds out that his friend is dead and then realizes that he was murdered, tries to investigate and find the culprit. So that is the main plot. I think that is fine. It's something similar to Vikram, somebody who is offline or somebody who's keeping quiet for many years, and then a tragedy happens, like in Vikram the son is murdered, and like in Coolie the friend is murdered, and then they come out investigating and want to bring the culprits to justice. It works fine, even though it's a tried and tested formula. It works fine. Where do I think that it fails is there are too many subplots that doesn't make sense. First, it's with the whole body decomposing chair that Satiraj has, that is not properly justified why the bodies need to be disposed this way. I mean, Nagarjuna's syndicate is a huge crime syndicate. They probably might have different ways of disposing it, but never mind. Let's say this is the best way to dispose bodies. It is quite weird that Satiraj has been given so many bodies to dispose of, and none of them from Nagarjuna's crime syndicate, a gangs of a few thousands, is told to learn how to operate the machine, which Deva does, learning from Shruti Hassan in a very short time. So it's not actually rocket science to handle the machine. They could have learned it from him, and immediately after Satiraj dies, some of them could have just operated it without the help of Shruti Hassan or somebody else. But yeah, there is a point that what if the machine breaks, then who can repair it? Only Satiraj can do it. But then it's the same that Satiraj is already dead. Having the knowledge to how to operate the machine will probably keep it going for some time, because even Deva and Shruti Hassan won't know how to fix the machine. So having the whole machine there and bringing it into the plot for me did not work well, because the machine itself has a lot of holes in it in terms of the plot. As I mentioned, like they could have learned how to use it, or if I was Nagarjuna, it's a whole business venture in itself. Now if my gang needs a machine to dispose of bodies, maybe internationally a lot of gangs needs machines to dispose of bodies, probably would have made Satiraj make more chairs, or probably found out how he made these chairs and make more of my own. I mean, I am supposed to be a rich gang syndicate who probably can get a lot of things done. So yeah, the chair itself is a huge hole in the plot. Second, I'll probably say that what's the reason Satiraj was murdered. Shaubin, I think, finds out that Satiraj has been investigating him and has started to uncover his identity. So Shaubin murders Satiraj. But why does Satiraj investigate Shaubin in the first place? I mean, you are trapped in this conundrum with this gang who wants you to dispose the bodies. You do it because for the sake of the safety of your children, and also the money that you're getting can secure their future. So it's just for your children you're doing this, even though you don't want to do this. Then why do you go around poking your head in other people's business, knowing that they are a big crime syndicate? Either you keep on doing it, or you tell Nagarjuna, hey, I don't want to be involved, let me teach you how to use the machine, then you all can keep on doing it. I don't want to be involved. You need 24 hours maintenance service, I'll probably come and help you if needed, but then you dispose the bodies on your own. That would have been probably the best course of action, taking into mind that he has 3 daughters that he needs to keep safe, but then he goes around poking on Shaubin's background and matters, and then that gets him killed. So I don't see the whole point of why Satiraj's character needed to do that. Another hole in the plot that I'll probably see is being a huge crime syndicate, having all these restricted areas, doing organ trafficking and so forth. It seems that it is very easy to infiltrate Nagarjuna's gang, because at the beginning we see an undercover police being caught and murdered, and then Shaobin is an undercover police as well last time, but then he gelled into the gang and took into a life of crime. There's the other guy who gets killed with Shaobin as well, so I'm assuming that he was some sort of undercover as well. Rachita, who was previously a police, joins the gang as well. Maybe she resigned of some sort, but then she gets herself in there. And then Shaobin has this whole opposite gang implanted into Nagarjuna's main gang, where they have access to this vault and everything. So it seems like it's very easy to infiltrate Nagarjuna's gang. Same with how like Deva and Tritiyasan just came in, and then they can go about and roam about and investigate as they please. So that is another hole in the plot point that I see, that somehow portraying the gang to be like a huge syndicate, but then everybody infiltrates it so easily, seems like something that did not help the plot very well. Number 4 is probably how they shifted the main plot of Superstar Rajinikanth trying to find his friend's killer, which is Shaobin. And once he found Shaobin was the killer, and somehow if he had got him disposed, then that's it. That should have been the movie. But then he finds out Shaobin is the killer. Of course, he does not get the opportunity to dispose of him, but then they still need to relate Deva back to Nagarjuna's character, so they bring in the whole organ trafficking, and then they make it that Shriti Hassan is one of the person whose organ is going to be harvested, so that it ties into Nagarjuna's illegal business. So that, I feel, in a way makes the plot more convoluted, that now is Deva after Shaobin, or is he this do-gooder that he wants to vanquish Nagarjuna's evil organ trafficking syndicate, or is he just there to save his daughter from Nagarjuna? Where does this basis of Superstar Rajinikanth versus Nagarjuna actually come about? I'm not sure. Nagarjuna, of course, is angry that supposedly his son died because of Superstar Rajinikanth, but I still feel that that part of the plot should have been polished a bit more. And at number 5, I probably think another plot point that could have been avoided or somehow portrayed a bit differently is Superstar Rajinikanth's flashback. I liked the way the flashback was presented, the technicality of it, the de-aging of it, the color tone of it, but then it again ties back to Nagarjuna's character, which Superstar Rajinikanth had murdered Nagarjuna's father. So a lot of linking which I feel has been done forcefully so that it ties into the main plot. It is not as natural as the audience would have wanted it to be, and this is just me pointing out 5 plot points that could have been polished to be better. I think there's a lot more which a lot of reviewers and the audience themselves has been pointing out, and let me stop at 5. As I said, this is not a very bad movie, but probably a convoluted screenplay played to the negative of the movie. It is still okay, it is still good as I mentioned before, but the screenplay does has a lot of flaws. So I pinpointed 5 of them. Let me know, what do you think about the screenplay? Which part of the screenplay didn't work for you? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you again in another video. This is VK signing off for V for Cinema.